Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about a very specific and often painful experience in relationships, the dismissive avoidant discard. It's a term that's gaining more attention, and understanding it can be the first crucial step toward healing. First, let's define what we mean by a dismissive avoidant. It's an attachment style often formed in childhood, where an individual learns to suppress their emotional needs and value independence above all else. They can struggle with deep emotional intimacy and may view vulnerability as a threat, almost like a weakness. This leads them to create emotional distance as a way to feel safe and in control. So, what does this have to do with a discard? In a relationship with a dismissive avoidant, a discard isn't always a dramatic, one-time event. It can manifest in several ways: a slow, gradual pulling away, a sudden and cold breakup with no warning, or a painful pattern of on-again, off-again behavior that leaves you constantly on edge. At its core, a discard is a sudden and often unexplained emotional cutoff. The person you shared a deep connection with seems to disappear behind an impenetrable wall. They may become distant, unresponsive, and even seem to rewrite the history of your relationship, focusing only on the negatives to justify their actions. This isn't about you. It's a coping mechanism for them. When emotional intimacy becomes too overwhelming, their default response is to retreat into a place of solitude and independence, often without a second thought for the other person's feelings. What makes this so bewildering is that it can happen when you least expect it. You might have just returned from a wonderful trip together, shared deeply meaningful moments, or felt like the relationship was genuinely thriving. These periods of closeness, however, can paradoxically trigger a dismissive avoidance discomfort with intimacy. Furthermore, ghosting is a tragically common method of discard for someone with this attachment style. They may abruptly cut off all communication: no calls, no texts, no explanation whatsoever. This profound lack of closure can amplify the pain and confusion, leaving you grappling with unanswered questions. Adding to the hurt, when you do happen to encounter them after a discard, you might be met with a cold, almost stone-like expression. The warmth and connection you once shared seem to have vanished entirely. In some cases, they might even display visible panic or discomfort at the sight of you, as if your presence is a trigger. For the person on the receiving end, this can be incredibly confusing and painful. You're left asking questions like, "What did I do wrong?" Or "Was it all a lie?" This is a normal and valid reaction. The suddenness and lack of closure can leave you feeling disoriented, questioning your own reality and self-worth. If you're going through this, please remember, your feelings are valid. The pain and confusion you feel are real, and they are a direct result of a difficult situation. Understanding the why behind the dismissive avoidant discard is the first step, and it can help you realize that their behavior is a reflection of their own internal struggles, not a judgment of your worth. Moving forward is a process, and it takes time. It's about giving yourself grace, seeking support from friends and family, and focusing on your own well-being. This experience doesn't define you or your capacity for love. If you have experienced a similar experience and want to talk about it, feel free to write in the comments section below. Like and subscribe if this video is of value to you, and share with anyone who might benefit from understanding this dynamic better.